Hello and welcome to today's celebrity human design chart reading. Today I'm going to be doing the fabulous Michelle Obama, and she is a 6-2 emotional projector. In fact, she is an energy projector, and I'm going to explain all in the following video. So if you admire Michelle Obama for her leadership like I do, or if you are simply an amazing projector who is trying to find out a little bit more about what being a projector actually is, like how do you run a business when you need to be invited into things, then this video is for you. Every week I come in here and I do a reading on someone who has created incredible success in their life, and I look at their human design chart and then follow the threads, because even if these people do not have an understanding about human design, they have to be aligned to their human design to have created incredible success in their life, especially as a projector. So I'm very excited to share this with you. If you like what you're seeing and what you're hearing, then please like and subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell so that you always get a notification when I'm here on YouTube. I go live every week as well. And any questions, please ask them below, because this is a two-way process. I'm recording this video for you, but also I would love to know what your thoughts are, what your questions are, what your aha moments are, because my mission as a human design business mentor is to empower women. I want all women to feel iconic. I want all women to be successful. I want all women to be able to step into their leadership. And human design is an incredible tool to be able to facilitate this, because once we can start to really understand ourselves and lean into our natural tendencies instead of being what society tells us that we should be, that's when we become more authentic. We can go out with more confidence and be more visible, and when we're more visible, especially as projectors, we are invited into things. I was speaking to a projector the other day and I was like, visibility is so important to us. Why? Because if we're hiding behind a rock, no one can invite us in. So it's our duty as projectors to do the work, to feel confident, to be confident, to feel validated by ourselves, so that we can go out there and we can be visible and we can be invited into things, opportunities within your business. So are you ready to dive in? Because I am. I can't wait to share this with you. Okay, so if you are a fan of human design, you might have seen Michelle Obama's human design chart before. It's well documented and it's out there. So she is a projector, and most specifically, she is an energy projector. What do I mean by that? If you look at her chart on her left-hand side, and by the way, can I just say, if this is your first ever introduction to human design and you would like to know what your human design chart is, you can always go over to my website, abigailrebecca.com, and look up your chart for free. So this is her human design chart on the left hand side, her body graph, and you will see that there are 9 centers there. Some are undefined or completely open actually in her case. So those are the centers that are white, and then the ones that are colored in gray are her defined centers. Now in human design we have 4 motor centers. We have the sacral center, which is the big square like in the middle of the chart. So at the bottom of the chart there's 2 squares, one down at the bottom, that's her root, and the one above that is her sacral. Now her sacral is undefined, which obviously it is because she's a projector, so she does not have sacral energy as a projector, but you will see that her heart center, which is the triangle just to the right hand side of her sacral, is defined, and that's a motor center. So the sacral is a motor center, the heart center is a motor center. To the right hand side, her solar plexus is defined. That makes her an emotional authority, which I'll explain in a minute. That's defined. And also her root center, the square down at the bottom of her chart, is also defined. These are motor centers, which means that she is an energy projector, just like me. I'm an energy projector. I'd love to know if you're an energy projector in the comments below. If you have any of these defined, it means that you are an energy projector. What does it mean? It means it's bloody confusing. That's what it means. Because we go out into the world as projectors, not having this sacral energy. However, we are able to draw in energy from the motor centers, which can be really confusing sometimes, especially when we are in high-level leadership positions, because it feels like we can go, 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 go. And actually we can't. It's false energy. It can give you that burst, it can give you that surge of energy, but it's not anything like the longevity of the sacral energy, which is meant to last all day, like the generators, manifested generators of this world. Get rid of your energy, sleep, wake up the next day, you've got energy again. It's very, very different. So to not be led astray by your defined centers, especially if you have a defined heart. You know, only 30% of the population have got a defined heart. So if you have a defined heart in your human design, you're very special. But also you need to be very, very careful, because that is a small but mighty center, and it can create burnout, and it can be really, really detrimental to your health. And I have witnessed firsthand projectors who have got defined heart, who have not been following their strategy to wait for the invitation, and they have not been honoring their sacral energy to their non-sacral energy to rest, to not work hard, to take sustained periods of rest, and they have developed very serious health conditions. So please, please, please be very careful with your defined heart. Make sure you're not working too hard. Make sure that you are taking sustained rest. It's really important for us as projectors to be able to preserve our energy, because we are very valuable. So projectors are here to guide. Projectors make up 20% of the population, and like the generators and manifesting generators of the world, we are here to guide. And Michelle Obama is here to be a wise guide, a wise leader. So it's important for her as a projector to honor her rest, to take sustained periods of rest, and also not to, work too hard. And that can be very difficult sometimes in a world that is full of generators and emotional and manifesting generators. 70% of the population. So this is a sacral world. What I find really interesting is that her very famous husband is also a projector. And I'm fascinated to find out more about, the dynamics of their relationships once the doors are closed, once they're in their family home, like two projectors living together. It's just awesome. It's amazing. It's like, it's just chill, right? I know how I feel when I'm hanging out with my projector friends or my projector clients or in projector communities. I mean, I build communities especially for projectors, right? Because there's something amazing when we come together and we can see each other and we can recognize each other. It's like, it's peaceful. Now, we don't want the whole world to be like that, because we need generators, we need manifesting generators, we need manifestors, we need reflectors, we need all of those amazing energy to be able to, move things forward and run projects together and do life together. But how amazing for two projectors to live together. And again, I'd love to know down in the comments if you have any projector friends and what it feels like hanging out with them. If you're a projector, like, what do those dynamics feel like? So her higher vibration as a projector is success. Well, she's definitely successful, isn't she? Her lower vibration is bitterness. So when she's not recognized, when she's not seen, she's bitter. When she's working too hard, she's bitter. When she doesn't rest, she's bitter. When she doesn't follow her strategy, which is to wait for the the invitation, she's bitter. So let me just share with you a little bit about her strategy as a projector. So her strategy is to wait for the invitation. She's not designed to go and chase and cajole and convince. She's not designed to do that. She's designed to wait, and to wait for other people to invite her in to opportunities. And I've read her books, and I've seen a lot of interviews with her that allude to this, that she kind of just strikes me as the sort of woman who's like, yeah, I'm just gonna, wait here, and you come to me and let me know what projects you'd like to work on, or what you'd like to invite me into. It feels to me that she has that energy, although I don't know her personally, but that's the way that she comes across. And of course, with anyone, with any human being, you don't know what their public persona is like. With you as a business owner, for example, it might be that you show up in a certain way, or you feel that you have to show up in a certain way when you are public facing, and then behind closed doors maybe you're a different person. I was certainly like this when I worked in corporate. I turned up as a certain persona within corporate because I felt that that's what corporate expected me to be as a leader. But then when I came home, I was a very different person, not drastically different, but I was a lot softer, I was a lot kinder, I was a lot quieter. I didn't power dress. So who knows, but she strikes me as a pretty authentic and genuine person. I think that that's why a lot of people respect her, and why she is invited in to a lot of opportunities. But her inner authority is solar plexus, so it's emotional. And I feel like she's got a good hold on this. I mean, obviously she's media trained. So, anyone who's media trained, you'll know that that's part of the media training, not to emotionally react to questions that might have been put in there as clickbait. So through media training, we're taught to be calm and collective in times of crisis. But I think naturally, she comes across as someone who is very measured, that thinks before she speaks. I've been watching a lot of interviews with her. She's very measured. And also Barack Obama is like this as well. My partner went to see him at the O2 in London last month. And he said that he was very measured when he was speaking. He thought about the questions. He didn't just jump in there and answer. He percolated on it, and he contemplated on it. And I think when you can be like that as a speaker, and you don't feel the pressure to jump in and to fill in the pause, then it can make you very respected as a speaker, because it means that people are really understanding that you're really thinking about what you're going to say, and it's not just something that's coming out of your head. It's actually something that is coming from your soul. It's like soul speaking. It's one of the things that I work with my clients if they want to be speakers on stage, to really be able to tap into that silence and to be able to share wisdom from a different place. And sometimes that wisdom might take, a few seconds to be able to tap into, as opposed to, straight in and talk. So I love to see all of this in motion. She has a 6-2 profile, and as part of her being a projector, as part of her being a projector, but also having this 6-2 profile, this also taps into the word wisdom. And again, I see this demonstrated with her. So her 6-2 profile means that her line 6 means that she's lived her life in 3 phases. When she, from when she was born up until around about 30, she was very much, this is typical line 6, okay? So from 0 to 30, you're in life, you're basically a line 3, you're making all the mistakes, and then 30 to 50, you kind of sit back a little bit and go on to what we call in human design the roof of life, when you are looking at life from a different angle, and then contemplating and reflecting, and then building all that wisdom, and then age 50 you slide off the roof of life. So this is really interesting with her, because in the first chapter of her life she was a lawyer, she was a public servant, she was very much in life. And then I was interested to know when Barack Obama, how old Michelle Obama was when Barack Obama was actual president, and like leading up to that, obviously, because there was a lot of public life and a lot of public service. So during Barack Obama's presidency, Michelle Obama was actually 44 when he became president, and she was 48 when he left office. And that is no surprise to me, because we have literally seen her slide off the roof of life. There was, a period of silence, a period of transition. I'm sure that, it must be a very different way of living to have lived a life like that, very, very public, and then to be in a position of support, not just for her husband, but also, all the role that she was taking as First Lady, and then to actually go back into a life which I would not describe as normal, but probably a little bit more normal than, during the presidency. She has slid off this roof of life, and she's come in full role model era. She is speaking her truth. She's talking about what really matters to her. She's talking about the values and how she upholds these values, and values are a big thing for her, and it actually is within her human design. It's actually within her Incarnation Cross, about that she is driven by her values. She really stands by her values. So she is in her role model era, and her left angle cross of obscuration. It's, you know what, I've been doing human design now for coming up to 7 years, and still I struggle sometimes with the words. So left angle cross of obscuration. She is here to share her wisdom through storytelling and reflection. And she does this very, very nicely through her interviews, her podcasts, her speaking, the books that she's writing. Her book, Becoming, has anybody read that? This is where she invites readers to reflect on who they are becoming. It's very much a book of reflection. She's just launched a book today. So I'm probably not going to launch this video until a couple of days' time. But as I'm recording this, she's just launched her book. It's called Look. It's out today. Oh, actually, no, sorry, it was out yesterday. She said, I've screenshot this, by the way, off her Instagram. I'm so proud of this book. It captures my belief that style is a language of its own, one that each of us uses to express our individuality and ignite confidence. I learned to harness my look as a way to reflect my values, lift up see, I told you I struggle with my voice. Underrepresented voices, and share my personal story. I've seen how critical it is for each of us to feel good about ourselves and be confident in who we are, because when we do, we show off the full spectrum of backgrounds and experiences that has always been the strength of our country. Woo-hoo-hoo! Role model there. Just amazing. And really reflecting her Incarnation Cross, which is about her expressing her wisdom through storytelling and reflection. What she's doing in that book is she's been on this whole PR campaign on talk shows and podcasts and things like that, and she's talking about her hair, which is a very, very important subject to talk about for women of colour, and the way that women are represented, and the way that often society can view women of colour as in, natural, incredible natural hairstyle, and, westernized, getting the straighteners out hairstyle. There's no shame in your game. You can wear your hair however you want, but I know that it is a subject which is really interesting, and she's talking about it. So that is part of style. So she is really doing her bit. And also, as a projector, as I said before, it's really important for us to be visible. And one of the ways that we can be visible is to express ourselves through our style. So within her Incarnation Cross, she is sharing her wisdom through her public speaking and her books and, her celebrity status. She also carries line 2 within her profile. Line 2 within her profile is the fact that she sometimes needs to go into her hermit cave. She needs to go and be by herself. It's really important that she takes that time out. It might not be as conscious as the line 6 within her profile, but there will still be a draw there. And maybe, throughout her life, she's like, whoa, hang on a minute. I'm like, this public figure and I need to be seen, I need to be visible and I need to share things, but also I've got this big draw to go into my cave and be on my own. And I really hope that she honors and reflects that. And I think maybe she does. I think maybe in her role model era, even more so, she will be really she'll be really honoring that. And I work with a lot of line 2s actually who are public figures, and for them to really understand that they have to be able to go into their cave to recharge their batteries so that they are then able to come out into the world in their public figure status and then have the energy to speak on stages or to be on podcasts or to lead their organizations. It's really important for them to know that, and especially if you're a projector. So for her projectorness, she needs to be able to go and rest and have that time on her own, that space on her own, and that will give her the energy that she needs, or the energy that she needs, and the resilience that she needs to go and do all the things that she's doing in this world. Okay, so that is a little snapshot of Michelle Obama's human design chart. I mean, this is just a little introduction to it, shall we say. There's so much more to talk about her human design chart, all her different centers, her gates, her channels, her definition, where she's defined, where she's not defined, more about her Incarnation Cross, more about her environments. There's so much more to be shared, but of course, I don't know if you want to kind of listen to me, speaking to you for 10 hours. Maybe you do, but I think you've probably, got other things to do. So I'm going to cut it off now and invite questions below. I also want to invite you to, again, look at your own human design chart and go and visit my website, abigailrebecca.com, if you want to find out more about ways that you can really find out more about your chart, and as a projector create success. You can order your human design book on my website, and you can also book a human design reading with me. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you and Michelle Obama. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you soon.